Yes, it's me. It's me. It's Grace. I'm here. I'm ready. Welcome to Graceless Crimes, where we talk about true crimes of passion, panic, and pure foolishness. Today, jeudi, pure foolishness. Before we get started, we are always saying what's good, what's up to my fave, my auntie who passed, the late great, and just always tributing to the baddie and her aura because she really was that girl. She was that girl. She watched true crime. She watched freaking like kung fu movies. She wasn't some sweet little weak old lady. No, she was a thinker, and she liked to solve mysteries. It was her thing, and I am here to carry the legacy on because my child just asked me, "What age should I be watching true crime, mommy?" And I said, "I don't know." Because I was 7 watching it with my auntie. All right. So here I am at 47 years old, at 96 years old, doing my favorite thing, right? Today, though, is harder than usual. Why, you ask? Thank you for asking. As a millennial on this side of the scope, who was on, MySpace, Zenga, LiveJournal, Black Planet, Mi Gente, don't judge me, judge your mama, mind your business, okay? I was on the internet, okay? I was the age of the internet and the meeting people slash talking to people on the internet without proof of person, right? Um, my generation created catfish, right? So it's like, I get it. I get the lure of social media. We're all on it. We're all living here. But then I have this other part of me over here that is a mom of daughters. And this story just like gives me chills and is super concerned. It's developing. There's a lot of information that has not been solved. We're literally at the very precipice of it all. So I'm going to rattle off as much information as we know today. And then I'm going to have to do a follow up video. We're going to talk about the case of Celeste Rivas Hernandez and her connection to this social media TikTok singer who is on the rise. September 8th, there was a call to an impound lot in LA, in the Hollywood Hills specifically, of a car that was giving off a foul odor. The car was in question was a Tesla. So the police come and they open the trunk, which is in the front of the car, where they find in a bag a decomposing body. And the reports are saying that the decedent was found severely decomposed inside the vehicle. Now, she appeared to have been deceased inside the vehicle for an extended period of time before being found. The body is described as about 5'2", 71 pounds, so very small, with dark wavy hair, a tube top, some black leggings on, and some jewelry, including a stud earring and a yellow chainmail bracelet. The only other way to identify a badly decomposed body is either with tattoos, which there was one on the finger that said the word "shh" on it, and the other thing was dental records. Once they were able to identify the young lady, who is Celeste Rivas Hernandez, age 15, as of September 7th, a day before her body was found. So she was really, really young. And that's pretty heartbreaking just in and of itself. So let's start with Celeste. So Celeste Rivas Hernandez was last reported missing on April 5th in 2024 from Lake Elsinore. She was last seen leaving her house around 9 p.m. She was wearing Hello Kitty slippers, and she told her family, like, listen, I'm going to see a movie. I'll be back. And then she never returned. She weighed about 5'3" and about 120 pounds. That was an estimate. So with the medical examiner from LA saying that the body was about 71 pounds or so, that's kind of where the rumors are coming about, that there might have been parts of her body missing. Now, according to the reports, she was in pieces, and that is also why they had to do dental records, aside from the fact that it looked like her body had been there for quite some time. Lake Elsinore is about 70 to 90 minutes away from the Hollywood Hills where this car was in the impound lot. Her mother also said that she did have a boyfriend that she knew of, and she thought his name was David. So back to the Tesla. Police are looking like, okay, who does this belong to? Obvious, very easy questions to be answered. And the car is registered to a David Anthony Burke. It was registered for Hempstead, Texas as a location. And David Anthony Burke is also known as David or D4vd. He's 20 years old and he is a rising kind of indie star. A couple of things right off the bat that became really strange. One, David was on a world tour. He was on a world tour in Europe, I believe. And so he wasn't in the actual area when the car was found. So of course they, contact like neighbors, witnesses to find out a little bit more about who the owner of the car is in relation to this girl that was just found. One of the neighbors said, yes, this area obviously has a lot of Teslas. It's Hollywood Hills. But it was weird to see that particular car. It had a big dent on it, had a Texas plate, and it was just all a little odd. Where the car was parked was outside of a house that initially, before it was taken to the impound lot, is actually being rented by David's manager. So there's a connection right there. Okay, so they find out where David is. Of course, he's on tour. He has a new album out. It's called Withered, I believe, and he has this tour going. So they contact him, and he starts cooperating with the police right away, and shows start getting canceled. Now, in the meantime, of course, the internet's doing its thing, and they start posting stuff. So I discovered this through TikTok because his song, Romantic Homicide was the name of the song, had gone viral. And if you hear it, it's very familiar. I'm going to try to put a snippet in here, but I want to be careful for copywriting. And so when I heard it, I was like, oh, I know that song. Let me go down the rabbit hole. And down I went. When they spoke to her mother, she knew that her daughter had a boyfriend named David, and she also knew that her daughter had a tattoo on her finger that says "Shh" on it. And so that was kind of the two identifying factors to connect to her before the dental records came about. Then videos start popping up. It's the internet. This guy's famous, so there's a lot of information, and then there's a lot of misinformation. So I'm going to talk about what is confirmed and what they're actual screenshots of, as opposed to all of the other nonsense that's spewing on the internet, because again, it's fairly new and we know but so much. So first and foremost, a video surfaces of a teacher, and he's in a classroom. The video's moving around a bit, but the video comes out of a teacher who said he was a former teacher of Celeste, and he actually holds his phone out and he says, "Hey kids, this girl was in my class. I have photos of her on my phone. She took a photo in my class with this poster right here. She got involved with a rapper in LA and she ran away. She ran away to Hollywood for about a month, and they found her. They brought her back to our school. And when she was here, she told us all about it, told her friends. So it did get to the teachers. And then she ran away again."
That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up. I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we alleged did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom.
Wait, how long ago was this?
We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year, May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened. And it was this rapper that they were blackmailing him, all of this stuff. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media.
Now, that really brought some interest, because at first I thought, well, she was 13 when she went missing. Amber Alert, because she's a child. And for her to be gone from the top of 2024 to the end of 2025 raises a lot of questions right off the bat. People are like, why didn't her parents know? What's going on? Why didn't they look for her more? Well, as we all know in true crime, the police like to mark runaways as simply that. Runaways, especially somebody who, like Celeste, was reported to run away on multiple occasions. That doesn't mean that anything that happened to her was her fault. As a matter of fact, I want to know some more about her parents and their state of mind, because for her mother to know about this David, her mother to know she had a tattoo, like what made her mother stop looking for her? Because there was a point in the reports where she was no longer reporting as missing, but she was still considered missing, if that makes sense. Teacher also knew that she was active on Discord, that she met this guy on Discord. And so, yeah, the teacher had the tea online. That was good information. People have judged the teacher like, oh, why is he doing this? It's like, he didn't go online and sit in front of a microphone, hello, hi, and be like, this is all I know about this girl. It was like a person who was in shock, like grabbed his phone and was like, look, this is don't meet people on social media. Like, he was just, doing what he could do in that moment, which is think about the safety of all the other kids and wondering if they're doing the same thing. So hopefully he doesn't get in trouble. I don't know if he will. I don't know. I just know that that's what it looked like from afar. It wasn't clout chasing. It wasn't weird. He wasn't telling a story. He was like, do you see what's going on? Do you see what can happen to you? Like, that's kind of what it gave. So shout out to the teacher. I hope your intentions were good. Now, the teacher mentions Discord because, again, Celeste ran away, went to Hollywood, came back, told everybody what all was going on. We have a Discord server. There's also moderators, and the moderators issued a statement saying, look, we didn't know she was underage. We believe she was 18 or 19 based on what was shared in streams, and she did appear in multiple streams with David. I have screenshots and video of that, but it's hard to make out if it's her. But just at first glance and based on some things she says, it's pretty much confirmed that it was in fact her.
Yo, wait! Pray for his career, chat. Are we done? Are we?
We need to delete this.
Are we? Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too? Can we delete everything? You done for, bro? Y'all are not done? Now you gonna Yo, wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which one? It was good to have a big family. Bro, thank you, Mitchell Conjo. Appreciate you.
I gotta sign with him if you even...
Now, the timing of the videos isn't clear, but from what we know about the time frame in which she was reported missing to now, she was between 13 and 14. Now, let's go into who David is so we can get an understanding of why there was a Discord and a stream and what the heck is all that. Because we ain't all young. We don't know what's going on. So his name is David Anthony Burke. He was born March 28th, 2005, which makes him 20 right now. And he is considered like an indie singer, a TikToker, a gamer. And he was signed to Billie Eilish's label, Interscope. His career highlights were pretty quick in terms of reaching fame. He started making music as a Twitch streamer, playing Fortnite. Prior to that, he comes from a very Christian home in Texas. His mother and father, it seems his father works as a litigator of sorts or a legal researcher of sorts, and the mother is a notary. And he does have, from what we know, a sister, and I think he has a couple of brothers. So he's one of maybe 3 or 4 kids. That's not confirmed, but this is by his account. Started being homeschooled when he was in the 7th grade. And from there, he also got really into like anime and gaming. And he would play Fortnite and he would post video clips of him playing the game with other people's music. And he talks about in interviews not getting copyright strikes and starting to make money from it because the music was really lifting and helping the algorithm push out his content. Once he started getting UMG copyright strikes, him and his mother had some sort of a conversation, and his claim to fame is that he recorded a song inside of his sister's closet. He ended up making and becoming one of the first, if not the first, to create a Fortnite anthem.
What does it feel like to be 18?
Feels like the last 5 years of my life. I haven't aged in like 5 years.
What do you do for a living?
What I do for a living? I exist. and I make a little bit of music on the side.
And how did that start?
I wanted to be a professional Fortnite player at first, and then I got copyright strikes. I lost all my money. I told my mom about it, and she was like, make your own music. Next day, hopped into my sister's closet with my iPhone and some earbuds, made my first song called Runaway. After that, my Fortnite peers started posting it in their montages, getting some notoriety in the Fortnite community, and it took off.
Did you make music before?
Nah, not ever.
If you could give one piece of advice to anyone younger than you or your age, what would you say?
You gotta be selfish. As much as selflessness is required to be a good person, you really gotta be selfish. You can't care about anybody else. And then once you start caring about you, then you can care about other people. So I say stay selfish.
And from there, he's had collaborations with Kali Uchis, with 21 Savage, and he's even opened for SZA on her SOS tour a couple of years ago. SZA has talked a lot about how much she really likes his music and how she even wishes that there was an artist such as himself out when she was younger. So people speak very highly of him and very highly of his lyrics. They are poetic and they seem to be very emotionally raw, is what I'll call them. His estimated net worth right now is about $3 million. And, you know, he had all of this stuff going on. He had UMG, Sony Publishing, Wasserman. He had a couple of collaborations with fashion brands, all, you know, brewing. And again, as I stated earlier, he was on tour. Connections between David and Celeste, aside from the fact that she was, one, found in a car that was registered to him near his home, 90 minutes from her house. Two, possible connection with the fact that her mother says she had a boyfriend named David, plus the teacher saying she had run away to Hollywood prior. And three, the tattoo that I mentioned earlier. David also has a tattoo on his finger, same wording, but that tattoo didn't appear on his finger until after Celeste was found to be reported missing in the spring of 2024. So, still, very common tattoo. I think Rihanna has one. A lot of people have that tattoo. So everybody's like, let's just calm down. Maybe somebody else like stole his car. And then, you know, things like this occur. Unfortunately for David, something that's odd is he was out of the country. Plus, the car was never reported stolen. A Tesla not being reported stolen is strange. Listen, people have cars 20 years. They're like, I love my baby. I'm going to ride her till the wheels fall off. Somebody steals it, they're reporting it. You know what I'm saying? So a Tesla not being reported stolen is very odd, okay? I started doing a little research because I was like, let me find out what's going on. Because TikTok, you know, the kids are talking about his music is crazy, foreshadowing, yeah. So I went ahead and looked it up. Barely slept last night. I'm going to tell you right now. I was scared, okay? So one, I look up the first song. It's called Romantic Homicide. It's the one that kind of like brought him into TikTok fame, which was released on September 7th of 2022, supposedly. That happens to be Celeste's 12th birthday. One of the lyrics is, in the back of my mind, I killed you. And he also talks about somebody dying and him hating that person. I'm like, all right, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're millennial. Like, we've listened to emo before. We're hip. We're hip to the beat. We can do this. It's not a big deal. Like, y'all are really taking this too far. Then I went ahead and watched the video. And it's him with blood on him and a young lady who favors Celeste in a wedding dress with blood all over her. And she ain't moving. So I'm like, okay. Artistic expression. Remember, innocent until proven guilty. Right? There's a couple of other songs. There's a song called Ghost. And it says, and God knows it's true. I love you the most. But we both know what I have to do. Eyes looking right through me. Why can't I hear your heartbeat? There's another song, and it's like a video. It's called One More Dance. He's in a car, and he's got a white shirt on with bloodstains on it, which end up becoming part of his signature like merchandise, and he was selling it in store. Up until recent, they actually pulled the merch off of his website. And the girl is her facial features are so similar to Celeste. You would think it was her with like red lipstick and like piercings, because it really looks a lot like her. And the first, I would say, 20 seconds of the video, he's got a blindfold on, he's got the white shirt, there's blood stains all over it, what appears to be blood stains on him, and he's dragging a body. The body ends up being him, and then you see the body getting thrown into the trunk of a what, you ask? A car. So at this point, I'm sitting straight up in the bed, because I'm not, like, it's not registering what I'm reading, okay? You know what I'm saying? And what I'm seeing, 2 + 2 is equaling 84 right now. Because I'm like, there's no way that there can be this many coincidences. One thing about the police is they don't do coincidences, okay? Nothing is happenstance. Like, come on. I'm like, he's 20. I'm looking for a feel-good, happy time song. I really am. I'm like, this is just a vibe that he had, but he also had some bops, some hits, right? Not one. Every song gave, I did something bad and I'm haunted by it. That's my personal opinion, okay? There was even another song called Where Did It Go Wrong? And in his ad libs, it's like he's saying like, let me out, let me out, let me out. And then there's another lyric where he goes, and I don't mean to be conceited, but I'm the reason you're still breathing. So again, if he didn't have any involvement in her death, he sure as fuck was haunted by the death of someone, okay, or something. Another song, as this investigation's going on, another song was leaked recently called Celeste, Oh Celeste. And the lyrics go, darling, I would love to ease your mind, but you only open up when you're high. And so, like, considering that she was just a child, that those words are very, like, eerie to me. You know, when these things occur, people start coming out and saying they knew, didn't know, whatever. But he also had a anime thing going on. He had his own anime that he considered like his alter ego called Itami, which means pain in Japanese. And apparently there's some video of Itami dismembering a girl too. So I'm gonna try to find clips. If I can, I'll put them in here. Again, a lot of copywriting going on, but there's a lot of yearning and aching for somebody who no longer exists. And there's a lot of music videos where the girl looks like her. It's not the same girl, it's different girls. There's another video called Sleep Well where the girl looks like her quite a bit. She has curly hair, and the girl's like the first part of the song they're together, and in the second part of the song the girl fades away. It's just stuff like that, friend. It's stuff like that that don't make you look good. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's art and there's, like it's truly, and I don't mean this in jest, it's giving like some twisted, whacked out like episode of Law and Order where you're like, would that really happen? Would somebody really put all their, you know what I'm saying? Would they really commit a crime and then put it all in the lyrics? But like, hey, stranger things have happened. Y'all remember Young Thug, okay? We are in the age of rappers like Young Thug's lawyers saying things like, oh, no, thug means truly humble under God.
He would be truly humble under God. That's what thug means.
I'm just trying to figure out how we can spin this here. As a thinking from a lawyer's point of view for just a hot minute, and no, I'm not an attorney, may never become one because I want to keep my personality intact. You know what I'm saying? All this information is not coincidental. Like, we've got to think about this one for what it is on its face. And if it's all pointing to a duck and it's quacking like a duck, it ain't a chicken. You see what I'm saying? Where we are today, let's talk about Fallout and the investigation and her family. Fallout for him is they started with canceling some shows. It looks like they've canceled the rest of the tour. He's been dropped from brand deals, and everything has been paused. I believe Kali Uchis is working on pulling the collab song they did together off of all streaming platforms as well. Now, her family saying, different things. I'm hearing on one side that like the sister is saying that the sister of Celeste is saying that, you promised to help her, you promised to protect her, and why didn't you? Like subliminal messages on social media, which I have not seen, so I cannot confirm whether or not that's true. Now, what I have seen is an individual who's going by, it's Matthew3 on Instagram, claiming to be her brother, Matthew Rivas, saying that, quote, I knew and went to the police about it, but lack of evidence, so it was waived off, end quote, and talks about, that she was supposed to go see a movie the night she vanished, and there's another report saying that Matthew had a phone interview where he's like, I'm just trying to stay positive and I'm just trying to move forward, and that my mother's grieving really, really bad. There's also reports of the family receiving mysterious calls like months earlier telling them like, stop looking for her, she's fine. Those are not substantiated claims. I haven't seen anything about it yet. Now, the family has launched a GoFundMe, stating that they're incredibly heartbroken, which I can't imagine. I cannot imagine. And that they're seeking help to lay her body to rest. They've been really quiet in terms of interviews, and we are still waiting on medical examiner's reports. As of today, medical examiner is putting the cause of death as deferred. When the medical examiner says deferred, it actually means pending additional investigation. The manner of death is listed as vehicle, and the date of death right now is listed as the day she was found, so September 8th. But I'm sure that will be changed once they do some more forensics on narrowing down a time of death. Police right now, are really working on trying to just like retrace Celeste's final days. And detectives have already executed a search warrant at the Doheny Drive home, which was the home that David stayed at. He's had, interviews there. I believe Cat's Eye was just there. He did a TikTok with them. I think Benny Blanco was there. He did a whole interview with him. And they've seized all computers, all electronics, and they are looking currently for blood evidence. There are some rumors that she could have been pregnant, but that's completely unverified, and that really has nothing to do with anything, because at the end of the day, she ain't here. It was his car, and there's too many fingers pointing towards him. So anything outside of that right now, honestly, is like just extra to get justice, because they're trying to build a case on him right now. For me, what are my opinions? My opinions are this. If this is true, like if all of this is true, it seems like he met someone and harnessed her energy and used her as a part of his brand. I know that sounds cuckoo, but remember, me, Caribbean woman, me believe in energy. Stranger things have happened. As I was talking to a couple of people about him and how he had his own anime, and he talks a lot about anime being his source of inspiration, right? So the anime that he mentions are three: Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and My Hero Academia. Look, I don't know anything about this anime, but what I do know that they're called the shonen genre, which means high energy, and it's about like fast-paced, fluid movement and fighting poetic. And what's interesting is in the My Hero Academia, there is an interesting synopsis about gaining quirks, which are superpowers, and a lot of these quirks can be inherited. However, there's one like teenage boy who dreams of becoming a hero because he doesn't have a quirk, and so it's like what he wants, and he ends up like saving his friend from a villain, and the villain gives him this like ability to kind of like inherit a quirk that would allow him to pass his quirk onto others. So I thought, how interesting, like everything keeps pointing back to Celeste, right? The songs are about her. The music videos portray girls that look like her. He has a tattoo that she had or got together with him, I'm not sure, after she was reported missing. They say she was wearing Hello Kitty slippers when she left her home because she liked Hello Kitty. And then all of a sudden, he's always wearing Hello Kitty. He has Hello Kitty earrings. He has Hello Kitty. Like there's something obviously wrong with finding a body in your car. And then you have all these connections to this person. So whatever. I'm cuckoo. Call me crazy. Don't care. But I have questions. I have other questions aside from my theory there. It's like, if your mother knew that you had a boyfriend but never met the boyfriend and you're 12, 13, reports are saying that they met when she was about 11 or so, which would have made him 16 on Discord. Like, did they know she was alive? Did she contact her family? Did she say, hey, you know what? I'm with David. I'm cool. Don't worry about me. I'm going to keep running away again. I've run away a couple times. Like, leave me be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand that part. The other thing, too, is like Teslas are supercomputers, so they have cameras everywhere. And a Tesla, unfortunately for him, is really going to give time frame. Like, when was it moved? When was the door open? When was the door shut? Like, it's, the most technologically advanced vehicle out right now, aside from a military vehicle, is probably a Tesla and a few others. This whole case has stressed me out. This is stressing me out both as a music fan, social media fan, and then on the other side, as a mother. I talked about, we had cell phones when we were kids, but the cell phone could only do so much. I mean, you could barely text back then. But now it's like, you guys are getting Apple Watches, and you're going to be Power Rangers and talking into your wrist until you're about 16, because I'll be damned. This is out of control. There are other things I didn't put in this video because, again, they were not substantiated, but there are a lot of things floating around on the internet and forums about, him having a pattern of this behavior in terms of young girls, things that we don't know yet. As of now, we've got the screenshots, this has been blasted all over the internet. Everybody's reporting on it, New York Times, people, everybody. And I don't know. At the end of the day, this child is gone. I wish the police would take runaways more seriously. And I'm just praying for the family. Really, I am. I have the GoFundMe information in my bio, link, show notes, whatever you want to call it. I have the GoFundMe in the show notes. It looks like they've hit the $20,000 goal, but I really hope that they are able to put more money up for her and her family. I cannot imagine what they're going through. I'm praying that they get their justice and they get it quickly. And I don't know if this is going to bring change, right? The internet is a scary place. We all know that, but this is just one of many. And honestly, this is just a girl who was found. There are others who have not been found, who have never been found, who probably met people in the same manner. As for David, buckle the fuck up, because this is going to be a case that we're going to be covering on this channel. I'm going to post this video up, and then I'm going right back to researching. Hopefully we get more answers. Hopefully the family is doing everything they can to heal themselves. This is going to be something that is the catalyst to change her family, her siblings, her cousins, everybody in her neighborhood, her classmates' lives forever. This is not something that happens to people. This is something that changes your brain chemistry forever. I hope we know that when we're doing these true crimes, that this is not just a story. Like, this is a real person. This is a baby. And she should have been doing her quinceañera, not chasing behind some old ass. Even if he didn't do anything to her, your old ass should have never been 18 and a 13. Are you sick? I mean, the answer is yes, but are you good, bro? Like, what are you doing? You have this beautiful career in front of you. You were handed this opportunity of a lifetime when it feels like any old body can make music. You actually had talent. It bothers me when people waste their God-given talent on foolishness. Stay tuned. Follow me on all social media platforms. I'm going to be deep diving into this because I don't know. Please take care of yourselves. Pray for these families and really hope that this little girl's family gets justice. Until then, keep your mind clean, keep your heart safe. Don't be an asshole. Do nice things, you know. And if you don't have anything nice to say, stay in your house and leave everybody alone.